So, being a Christian in today's world seems to be getting harder and harder. It's like the laws don't want us to proclaim our Christianity. It's like the world doesn't want us to proclaim our Christianity. So sometimes it may get frustrating and we may be confused as to what we're supposed to do, what the word requires of us, how we're supposed to go out and make disciples like the Bible says, how we're supposed to go out and bring people together and preach the gospel and the good news and all these things. And sometimes I sit down and I really wonder, like, God, what do you require of me? What do you want me to do? Because gone are the days where you could stand up and say, hey, I'm Christian, I don't like this, and I don't like that, and I don't like that, and still have people behind you. Nowadays, people like that are seen as radical or they're seen as extremists, and, sometimes you don't want to be labeled that, and so you're scared to do things. And so I came across a verse in the Bible that kind of just put everything into perspective for me, and I'm sure we've all heard this verse before, but when I was praying about it, this is something that God dropped on my heart, and that comes from Romans 13:8-10. And so when I thought about that, it really put everything into perspective. I was like, okay, so I can do one thing or the other, but if I don't have love, it's not fulfilling the law. I'm just going to be like, if anything, I'm going to be like the Pharisee. I'm just saying something with my mouth, but I'm a hypocrite with my heart. And so when I read that, I was like, it's good to go out there to preach the gospel. We shouldn't forsake that. It's good to go out there and evangelize. We shouldn't forsake that. All these things should not be forsaken, but we need to have love at the root. And at the end of the day, maybe I can turn around and I can attempt to correct somebody. If I don't have love, it's not going to go anywhere. I can turn around and attempt to counsel somebody. If I don't have love, it's not going to go anywhere. If I go out to evangelize, if I don't use love as the principle, it's not going to go anywhere. And that's why sometimes you go on YouTube and you see people out on the streets and they're trying to evangelize, right? And they're preaching, something, God hates something, you're going to go to hell, blah, 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 and they're screaming and they're yelling and they seem violent and vulgar. And people are like, they repel that kind of stuff. They don't like it. They push it away. It's not because, they hate the gospel and the truth. Yeah, maybe they have hardened their heart to the truth, but your anger isn't going to break down those walls, but your love can. And so when I was reading that, I was like, with all these things that are going on, I don't owe anybody any hate. I don't owe anybody unforgiveness. I don't owe anybody anger and spitefulness. I owe people love. And so in today's society, I think the most important thing that we as Christians can do is to apply love to every single aspect of our lives. Let's stop looking at these sins and breaking them down and putting one sin on a pedestal and another one down there, focusing on one sin and leaving the other ones and sweeping them under the rug and stuff. Let's use love and apply it to everything that we do. At the end of the day, Jesus was the ultimate definition of love. He was able to speak to anybody, to be around anybody, and he was able to preach love. And that love is what broke down the barriers. That love is what broke down the walls. He had this everlasting love in his heart for people, even when they were doing wrong to him. And that is what led to him being pinned on the cross. Because he was pinned on the cross, he broke barriers that nobody else can break for you and I. That is what love does. So my message, I guess, to all Christians, let's redefine love. And let's learn how to love again, like Christ loved.
Yeah, we come in his name, the slain and risen, who's running this thing. Christ the Lord, the one who can bring healing the hurts of the ones that he claims. We think we got nothing to gain by clinging to Christ, the love of the King. But he was under the same, tempted and hurt, he's accustomed to pain.